You've seen them 1,000 times. Butterflies, delicate, colorful, silent, but there's something strange, something almost too perfect to ignore. Look closely. Both wings mirror each other. Same colors, same shapes, same patterns. Perfect symmetry. But here's the question. How? How does nature create something so precise? Without a ruler, without a designer, without a plan you can see? And what if this symmetry isn't just beauty? What if it's a code? Because in nature, nothing this perfect is accidental. And once you see the pattern, you won't look at butterflies the same way again. It begins before the butterfly even exists. Inside a tiny egg. No wings, no color, no symmetry, just cells. But those cells already hold instructions. Instructions written in DNA, a biological blueprint. And hidden inside that blueprint is the plan for symmetry. But here's the strange part. The butterfly doesn't build one wing and then copy it. No, both wings grow at the same time. Two sides, developing in parallel, like reflections forming together. But how do they stay identical? The answer lies in something called developmental biology. As the butterfly grows inside its chrysalis, cells begin to divide. Again and again and again, but they don't divide randomly. Each cell knows where it is. Each cell knows what to become. And most importantly, each cell knows which side it belongs to, left or right. This is controlled by chemical signals, tiny gradients, invisible maps. These signals spread across the developing body, telling cells where to go and what to do. Think of it like coordinates, a biological GPS. And here's where it gets fascinating. Both sides receive the same instructions at the same time from the same genetic code. So as one wing forms, the other mirrors it, not by copying, but by following the same rules simultaneously. This is called bilateral symmetry, and butterflies are one of the most perfect examples of it. But perfection isn't always perfect. If you look closely enough, you'll find tiny differences, a slightly shifted dot, a slightly uneven line. Why? Because nature isn't a machine. It's a process, and processes have noise, small variations, microscopic randomness. But overall, the system corrects itself like an algorithm adjusting errors. This is known as developmental stability, the ability of an organism to resist imperfections, to stay symmetrical despite chaos. And this matters more than you think, because symmetry isn't just about appearance. It's a signal. In the wild, symmetry equals health, strength, genetic quality, survival. Predators notice it. Mates notice it. A perfectly symmetrical butterfly is more likely to survive and reproduce. So over millions of years, nature selects symmetry again and again and again until it becomes almost perfect. But here's where the story gets deeper, because butterfly wings aren't just symmetrical. They're patterned, intricate designs, repeating shapes, fractal-like structures. And these patterns follow mathematical rules. Yes, math. Inside a butterfly, patterns emerge from reaction-diffusion systems, a concept first proposed by Alan Turing. Yes, the same mind behind modern computing. He suggested that simple chemical interactions could create complex patterns, spots, stripes, waves, all from basic rules. And butterfly wings are living proof. Two chemicals, an activator and an inhibitor. One promotes color formation, the other limits it. They spread across the wing, interacting, balancing, shaping patterns. And because both wings share the same system, they produce matching designs. Symmetry emerges naturally, not designed, not drawn, but generated like code running in biology. And suddenly, the butterfly isn't just beautiful, it's computational, a living algorithm. But here's the twist. This same principle exists everywhere, in zebras, in humans, in your face. Look in a mirror, your left side and your right side almost identical, but not perfectly, because you are also a product of the same system, the same biological rules, the same hidden pattern. Symmetry is a universal language, a signature of life, but also a measure of balance. Too much randomness and symmetry breaks. Too much control and life becomes rigid. So nature finds the edge between chaos and order, and butterflies live exactly on that edge. Perfect, but not flawless. Precise, but alive. And maybe that's the real answer. Butterfly wings aren't symmetrical because nature is perfect. They're symmetrical because nature is balanced. Between instructions and variation, between order and randomness, between design and emergence. And once you see that, you realize something profound. The butterfly isn't just showing beauty, it's revealing a rule, a hidden pattern that shapes all life, including you. And just when you think you understand symmetry, nature goes one step further, because butterflies don't just have symmetry, they maintain it even in a world full of chaos, wind, predators, injury, environmental stress. Every butterfly lives in conditions that should break perfection, and sometimes they do. A torn wing, a missing piece, a disrupted pattern. But here's what's fascinating. Even then, the remaining structure still follows the original symmetry. It's as if the pattern is deeper than the surface, not just painted on the wings, but embedded in the system itself, a hidden framework, an invisible order, because symmetry in butterflies isn't just visual, it's structural. The veins in their wings follow mirrored paths. The muscles that control movement are balanced across both sides. Even the way they fly depends on this symmetry. If one side is even slightly off, flight becomes unstable, energy is wasted, control is lost. So symmetry isn't just beauty, it's efficiency, precision, survival. And this reveals something even deeper. Nature doesn't create symmetry for aesthetics. It creates it for function. And beauty is just a side effect. But here's where things get even more intriguing. Because symmetry doesn't start with butterflies or animals. It starts much earlier, at a level you can't see. Physics. The laws that govern reality itself are symmetrical. Time flows forward the same way. For everything, forces behave consistently in all directions. This is called symmetry in physics, and it's one of the most fundamental principles of the universe, meaning the reason butterflies are symmetrical might be rooted in the very structure of reality. Think about that. A butterfly wing and the laws of the universe, following the same rule, the same balance, the same hidden pattern. And suddenly, this isn't just a biology story anymore. It's something much bigger, because when symmetry breaks, something changes. In physics, broken symmetry creates new states, new properties, new realities. And in biology, it creates variation, evolution, change. So symmetry and its imperfections work together like two sides of the same coin. One creates stability, the other creates possibility. And butterflies exist right in between, balanced, adaptive, alive. But there's one more layer, one that's even more subtle, even more powerful: perception. Because the reason you notice symmetry isn't random either. Your brain is wired to detect it instantly, without thinking. Why? Because symmetry signals safety, predictability, order. Your mind sees symmetry and relaxes. It sees asymmetry and becomes alert. This is ancient, hardwired, a survival mechanism. And butterflies exploit it perfectly. Their symmetrical wings don't just exist for survival. They communicate to predators, to mates, to you, a silent signal. I am balanced. I am whole. I am alive. And your brain understands it without words. But now, look again at a butterfly, not just as an insect, but as a system, a structure, a pattern. Because what you're really seeing is the result of millions of years of refinement, of correction, of balance. A process that takes randomness and shapes it into order. Not perfectly, but consistently. And that's the key. Symmetry in nature isn't about perfection. It's about reliability, the ability to produce order again and again and again, across generations, across environments, across time. And butterflies are one of its most beautiful outputs. But maybe the most important realization is this: the same principle exists inside you. Your body, your face, your movements, all shaped by the same rules, the same hidden pattern. You are not separate from it. You are part of it, a living expression of symmetry and variation, of balance and imperfection. And once you truly understand that, you stop seeing symmetry as just a visual feature and start seeing it as a language, a universal signal written into life itself. A signal that whispers there is order even in chaos. There is structure even in randomness. There is pattern even when you don't see it. And butterflies just make it visible.